Stephen first introduced me to Raku right after we were married, after graduate school. And I said, oh, this is just wonderful. I love what's happening with the color. I love what's the unexpected. He gave his best. I gave my best. When the kill gave its best, it was better than anything we could do as individuals. And so you had occasionally, not every time, but you had some very superb results, which were totally unexpected. You could not plan for them. They could not be anticipated. It's like giving birth to a child. You wish for the best, but you don't always know what's going to happen. You put everything into it, and sometimes it surprises you, for better or for worse. I think that Raku, over the years, has developed by us very gradually into the techniques that we used, the reduction process that we did came very slowly, going from what everybody else was using to, and it didn't work for us, to just figuring out in a very linear way what would work for us. So going from paper, which flew around in the air and burned people, to hay, which totally destroyed my drawings because it reduced too much, to finally figuring out cardboard, which did some beautiful things. Again, I have to constantly reiterate that I am not trained as a clay artist, so I do not know how to make glazes. I've made my own printer's inks. I've made my own paints, so classically trained that way. So I had to rely on Stephen to give me glazes. And here we would spend days, weeks, months on pieces. Beautiful sculptures. My drawings were done with the same effort and quality. And then Stephen would hand me a glaze, which he had done a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Maybe I'll try this time. And I'd use it, and it was horrible. It would bubble. It wouldn't mature. And it took years for us to fight through, to troubleshoot. And finally, I figured it out. It's like some of these political statements that are being, is the economy stupid kind of thing. It's the glazes stupid. Stephen's making them. He could care less about surfaces. This is why you're here doing this. So I started looking around at commercial companies and calling them, talking to them, getting a lot of the catalogs. A lot of the glazes I started out with Raku glazes, and then I thought, okay, they don't have to be Raku glazes because somebody says it's Raku doesn't mean you have to only get that. So again, I have to always check back with Stephen about some of these technical things, and I would say to him, what is the temperature that this is fired at? And of course, he's changing all the time. So I would then talk to, for instance, George, who was here at Amico, and I'd ask him some questions. And I would just get glazes that would mature at the temperature that Stephen was firing at. And we were just then submitting them to the Raku process.